Welcome to another edition of Sodom and G News, where we tell you the truth, and the truth shall set you free.
The UN has...
Oh, I mean, 1 second. 1 second. I didn't even share the screen with you guys, but let me share the screen with you guys. So, what is Agenda 21, United Nations? This video was like a year old, but it's gonna this video is gonna actually bring us to a series of videos that we're gonna watch and break down and try to speak about it, right? So I want you guys to pay attention to this.
The UN has lots of agendas, you could say. What is Agenda 2030? Explain it to us.
So very much like the central planners of the last century, the UN likes to do things in bite-sized chunks. You know, the communists in the Soviet Union used to have 5-year plans. Well, the UN's got 15-year plans. So prior to the Agenda 2030 UN Sustainable Development Goals, they had the Millennium Development Goals. Those covered from 2000 up to 2015. Agenda 2030 covers from 2015 to 2030. Again, it's a comprehensive plan over every area of our lives. It's kind of a subset of Agenda 21. And as the leaders of the United Nations made clear while this was being debated and adopted, they intend to leave no one behind. Actually, the head of the General
Keep that in mind, brothers and sisters. He just said that with the Agenda 2030, they intend to leave no one behind.
Assembly, when this was being negotiated, Peter Thompson called this the Master Plan for Humanity. The Secretary General at the time,
the Master Plan for Humanity. That, to me, that sounds like the Tower of Babel on steroids.
Ki-moon called it the Global Declaration of Interdependence, which I believe was a direct attack on our National Declaration of Independence here in this country. So very, very significant. Again, it deals with every area. It deals with your health. It deals with the environment. It deals with our food systems. It deals with education. It deals with every possible area of life, very much like the Great Reset that the World Economic Forum would later propose. And so all of these actually work together. That's what people need to understand. None of these are independent. They're all working together, ultimately for the same objective, which we described earlier in the program: a one world system where the sovereignty of nation states would be gone, individual liberty, especially as recognized in our country as coming from our Creator, would be abolished. And people need to be paying attention to this. We need to be having a national discussion about it. And yet,
wait, hold on, I gotta play that last part that he just said. Kind of went over my head a little bit.
To this, we need to be having a national discussion about it. And yet there are very few places where you'll hear anything about of nation states would be gone, individual liberty, especially as recognized in our country as coming from our Creator, would be.
You see that? They're looking to replace individual liberties that was given to us by the Most High. That one world government. Everybody of one mind. Nah, y'all can't, you can no longer do this, but you got to do what we say do. This is what's coming.
Be abolished. And people need to be paying attention to this. We need to be having a national discussion about it. And yet there are very few places where you'll hear anything about this when it comes to newspapers and television, with a handful of obvious exceptions like NTD.
Right? So this is a whole agenda that's that the UN, they come together every 15 years. So the last time they came together was, prior to this, was 2015. So the next, I guess, step forward will be 2030. But they've came together. I gotta put this on the screen as well too. A lot of you may not have even known this, which is crazy. I'm gonna put it on the screen. Right. So a lot of people don't even know this. Right after we came from tabernacles, those of you who celebrate tabernacles with the church, where we go away for 10 days, whatever the case is, and we camp in the wilderness. When we came back from that, the United Nations, they came together, and I'm gonna read this on the screen. It says United Nations adapts groundbreaking pact, meaning the world is in lockstep with this initiative. It says the United Nations adapts groundbreaking pact for the future to transform, global governance. So it's not just going to be one government operating is going to be a global thing happening. Let me see something here. I'm sorry. All right. Make it bigger for you guys, right? So look at this. It says New York, September. This happened in September 22nd. A lot of us didn't even know this meeting went down. So it said world leaders today adopted a pact for the future that includes a global digital compact and a declaration on future generations. While we were at Tabernacles and getting ready to come back and get back into the world, they were planning the future for us and the world. Right? And this was the whole meeting to discuss Agenda 2030. Right? The pact is the culmination of an inclusive, years-long process to adapt international cooperation, to the realities of today and the challenges of tomorrow. And we're gonna talk about this some more, right? We're gonna talk about what is this whole 2030 agenda? What is this whole 2030 initiative? Right? What is it? What is it? Right? Let's look at this. Get these videos out the way. Hit that like button, brothers and sisters. This is information that we need to know. Where are we? Right? Here we go. So now, on your screen, you have this video right here. Shocking. It says what they are planning for 2030. So let's take the time and let's listen to what this man has to say. Greg Barden, right? So let's listen to what he has to say, and then we're gonna actually go to the actual document on the UN website, and we're gonna take a look at certain things, right? But let's listen to this, and I'll interject from here and from time to time. I'm gonna try not to do too much interjection because I want you guys to hear what he has to say, right? But
financial resets. We're looking at national boundary resets that are being proposed, all by the year 2030. Something is incoming in the year 2030, and there's a lot of controversy. We could do a whole program about what that might be. On the dark web and behind the scenes, it simply is called the event. So whatever we want to read into, and we can talk more about what that might be. But there is something on the horizon, and what we're seeing is the powers that be jockey for positions that of power and influence that will benefit them as we close out this cycle. So this isn't like dragging on for decades. I mean, we're talking about within the next five years of our lives, which is not long at all. And for the magnitude of social engineering that would have to occur, Jean, to meet the goals that are being proposed, it means a remaking of the world in ways that we've never seen in our lifetime. Certainly, we've never seen in terms of modern human civilization. One of the things that is so different about now, and this is where I begin the book, is that we've always been able to change the world around us. We've as humans, we've always had the ability to impact our physical reality, sometimes in good ways, sometimes in not so good ways, with clear cutting of forests and extinction, hunting to extinction of bison and things like that. But what makes now so different is that the powers that be, and this is specifically the WEF and the UN, are proposing changes within us, within our very biology, that steal our humanness from.
You guys heard that? So he's basically saying there's a deeper agenda to this world governance, getting everybody on one accord, right, to be governed by one central government. He said they're trying to steal our humanity, the essence of the things that makes us human, right? That's what they're trying to change. And that's like when we think about that, hold on. I don't want, like I said, I don't want to keep interjecting, but when we think about the core of the things that make us human, right? We have a soul, right? That's given to us by the Most High. We have morals, we have laws, we have things that makes us human, that makes us man. They want to replace that with something else. It's as if they want to eradicate the essence of what makes us human. The essence of what makes us man, what makes us human, is the Most High. He poured his spirit in us. Now we're a living being. So they want to replace God with something else, with AI, artificial intelligence. And that's basically what he's saying in a nutshell.
Us in ways that we're only beginning to understand. And I'll describe what those ways are. But we've never faced this before. The only way to meet the goals that are proposed by the year 2030 is to change our humanness, not just change it, but to give much of our humanness away to technology, including AI, including computer chips in the body, nano transmitters in the body, chemicals in the blood, sensors under the skin, RFID chips that are being accepted. In some countries, they're actually commonly used in humans right now for business, for banking. The U.S. military uses them as an option in place of dog tags if people, would prefer to use those.
And what's crazy is this whole plan started 5 years ago. And it's funny because like we're really, and a lot of people don't even realize this, that we're really literally 5 years from the pandemic. We're going into 2025. 5 years ago, this whole thing started.